Hello and welcome back to another episode of Wake Up Poverty Inspires Me, the podcast. Today I want to talk about discipline. Discipline. It's a word that we throw around a lot in society. People look at it and they can take different things away from it. It can represent structure and rigidness, a routine or a repetitive movement or action. So when we think of discipline, we have different ideas of what it is. But when we think about how do we want to apply this discipline, well, that's a whole nother story, because usually the application of wanting to be more disciplined, it comes with a mental commentary of a very rigid task or something that might be unpleasant, like a very straight line. This is kind of boring, not very fun. So discipline to some people is just, it's too much. It's too much rigidness, it's too much pressure. So how does an undisciplined person become disciplined? Well, I think we got to get to the meaning of what the word is and how it can work to your advantage. Because the word is a perception to whoever thinks about it. So I think about making a podcast every day. What makes me do it? I don't, let's say, every day have the most amazing topics to talk about. I have subpar equipment that works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't work. I have a voice. I practice what I say. I get up every morning and I put in work physically. I exercise. Mentally, I read. I try to be thankful for my life, but I still acknowledge the fact that I'm in life. And sometimes when you're in life, you don't notice how beautiful life is because you're too busy being busy. Then that's not even a thing. But today's world it is. I'm too busy to do that. I want to read, but I'm too busy to read. I want to make my bed every day, and I started making my bed every day. Well, maybe after you make your bed, before you go to work, why don't you put that book on your pillow, right in the middle of your bed. I've used this example because it's such an easy one to relate to. You can place these habits in places where you want to do things, and this is discipline. But the act is the repetitive structure of it, the enjoyment that you get of it, so it's not such a rigid straight line. Be excited about where you left off in that book. You got to find something that you like, right? And then you get excited about it, so you can't wait to see what's happening or what part's going to be. I remember when I read the book The Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown. Oh, it was a mystery book, and I couldn't wait to get to the next part of the book. It was a huge book, 400 some pages, and I think I just read it in no time. And some of the following books I also read, but the point is, if it catches your attention, you can get into the story. The story could be you see? The self-help books, the self-help industry, they're good, and I'm glad they're out there, but in reality, the only one that's going to help you is you. We can all realize that help is a matter of perception if we know how to perceive our discipline as into consistent action. Because we're getting what we put out every day. And maybe if what we've been putting out we don't like, we need to find a way to change that. Or maybe we don't know how, because a lot of people don't know how. Well, it sounds all fucking fun and dandy, but how do I do it, Chris? Okay, tell me what you want and I'll tell you how to do it. I want to create more money in my life, but I don't have any time. And I'll say, okay, let's just take that whole statement that you said and let's take a couple of words out, keywords: money and time. Maybe you're too used to trading your time for money, so mentally you think that that's the only way to make money. Well, now you need to learn that there's other ways to make money. Well, how? How, Chris? How are there other ways? It's not in how, because I could go over a million ways to make a buck, with different million different hustles you could do. It's in the discipline of taking the action and taking a chance to learn a different way of existing. What are you passionate about is what I would ask you. What are you passionate about? And then you tell me, I love, if say it's a woman and she says, I love doing nails. Well, then maybe you should do nails. Why don't you invest in a small nail kit, clean up a room in your home where you can set it up into a small little nail studio and put beautiful nails on yourself so you love the nails you have on, and people will say, wow, where'd you get those nails at? And then for you, it's going to be very simple to say, I do nails. Boom! You got a customer. You now have money working for you, doing something you love, and it doesn't even feel like you're working. Because you decided to take a little bit of discipline by saving $1 here and there so you could buy your nail kit. Let your passion fuel you. This is the problem. People are trying to tell you what your passion's supposed to be. You are in charge of your passion, or would it be called passion? So if you want your passion and your discipline to become a creative force, then it's up to you to put steps in place that can make that a reality. I make this podcast. I have 866 total downloads at this moment in time over 2 years. Sometimes maybe one a month. I've been doing about one a day, sometimes two. Probably just my family. Maybe if somebody else will listen to it and they'll pass it to somebody they like because maybe it'll help them too. It's not my job to realize like who's going to listen and who's going to like. I'm not making this to go out and I've earned $4. I can't even cash out because I'm not even at 10. So if I'm going to come on here and make it every day, am I doing this so I can hopefully make 10 or 15? No, I'm just doing it because I'm putting a discipline in place and putting things out that need to be said. It's my job to say it. If I live it, it's my job to reiterate the same knowledge so other people can do the same if they choose to. And I don't mean the same as me, because you're not me. You got to do what's right for you. So it's in your passion and in your discipline that you can really make things happen in your world. I say that as a guy that makes and has had to make nothing happen in his world, who's sitting in fucking misery and shit most of his life. But this was just a mind state. Because in reality, it's beautiful. I got everything I want. Got a gym outside. Got my son. My kids are healthy. I got everything I want. But my passion doesn't let me just settle. My passion doesn't allow me to not come out here and make a podcast. My passion says, Chris, you have things to share. You need to speak your mind. People in the world need to speak their mind. It would be a much better place if we all spoke our truth instead of lived our lies. You know? Face what we're afraid of, and then find disciplines to be able to go to battle. If it's that 1% at battle every day, then it's a 1% battle of getting yourself to become a better version of who you already are. You do that by making that a present reality in your actions. Find what you're passionate about. Trust me, you're passionate about something. And then find a way to make money at it. Your creative mind will come to work for you because you're living from a point of joy and satisfaction by giving your fellow human beings what you're great at. What other gift could you ask for? I want to thank you for listening to another episode of Wake Up Poverty Inspires Me, the podcast. I hope to drop you some real wisdom, some real talking points that can make you take action and become your best self in the world. Why wouldn't you? Have a blessed and fantastic day.